The lights go out and the Toyota MR2 Championship race gets underway. First of two races this weekend for the MR2s, and from pole position it was Sean Trainer, alongside him number 26 Paul Cook, but it's the 69 car of Daniel Bryant from the second row of the grid that gets through into the lead of the race. An excellent start for the driver of the Mark II. Andrew Ruthven has gone with him as well, and it's then Sean Trainer in third position. So certainly a hectic start to the race. They're going three wide now, down towards Palmer for the first time. Nearly four wide, in fact. Who's going to come out on top? I think it's Ruthven now that's got his nose in front in sort of purplish Mark II car. Sean Trainer in the white Mark III with the blue and red stripes, the four-time champion, and it's going to be Bryant up the inside. He locks up, he makes contact with Ruthven. That's Adam Lockwood on the grass. It's Bryant that's spun around. He was leading into the first corner. He's going to be nearly last by the time they come out of Agostini. He gets the car turned around, and that's given actually quite a big lead to Sean Trainer now. The four-time champion has the lead of this race. That's the number 31 car, Ben Rowe. He's making up a place on Ruthven, who was also caught up in that incident up there at Agostini on the first lap. For the driver that comes all the way from the southwest, he's got just behind him number 78 Jim Mew in the Mark III Roadster. The Mark IIs and the Mark III seem particularly evenly matched here at Snetterton this weekend. The Mark II's heavier, a bit more powerful than their more modern, lighter, less powerful Mark III counterparts, but it is two Mark IIIs now out in front, probably helped by that incident down there at Agostini. And the car that is there in third position as well is the first of the Mark IIs, but it's Trainer and Lockwood that have the advantage. Lockwood leading the championship coming into this weekend by just 12 points. He won the first three races at Brands Hatch and at Silverstone, but Sean Trainer won last time out. Lockwood, last year's champion, by a very slender margin, decided only the final race of the championship at Alton Park. There's Ruthven in the number 82 car, Ben Rowe in 31, Jim Mew it is in the 78 Roadster as they come up and over the line to end the first lap. Lockwood trying to get alongside Sean Trainer there. It is Paul Cook there in the number 26 car that's in third position on his return to the MR2 Championship. But look at these, the two championship protagonists from last year. Look like they're going to be the championship protagonists this year as well. They're pretty much alongside, but now Paul Cook is challenging. He's getting alongside Adam Lockwood into the Wilson hairpin. He'll have to go the long way around there if he wants to make that work. Paul Cook, we often see racing in his BMW M3 these days in the BMW Car Club Racing Championship, amongst others, rather than the MR2s where he started out. But he a multiple race winner in MR2s over the years. And so it's no surprise to see him fighting at the sharp end here. Sean Trainer, Adam Lockwood, Paul Cook then side by side a bit further back. That's Ben Rowe up the inside of Andrew Ruthven. And that's for fourth position, second in Class B as well. Jim Mew it is that's still sixth. Neil Stratton, he was delayed on the opening lap. He's down in seventh place. Darren Aldworth in eighth place. Here are the two leaders into Oggies for the second time then. Again, I suspect this is going to be a 7-lap race. They lap in sort of similar lap times to the MX-5s that we've already seen out today. So this is the first of two races today for these cars. Just a double header format. They qualified this morning. Sean Trainer was fastest with a time of a 2 minute 19.626, which compares to a lap record for these Class C cars of 2:18.68, set by Carl Johnston, I should say, last season on one of his occasional outings last year, the Northern Irish Rally driver. But it's Trainer and Lockwood here with Paul Cook right behind them. Lockwood having a look into Coram, which is not necessarily a cast iron overtaking opportunity here. He tucks back in now behind the white car of Trainer, the silver and red car of number 11, Adam Lockwood then. Still running with the favoured number. He's not opted for the number 1 on his car after taking the championship last season. And Sean Trainer continuing to run with the 27 that he's run for some time. He will last win the championship now in 2019, did Sean Trainer. in a Mark II. He's yet to win a title in the Mark IIIs. Let's say it was Lockwood that won last year. The previous 3 championships, 20, 21 and 22, all won by Aaron Cook, who's moved on now from the MR2 championship. And look here, it's getting closer, isn't it? For really the top 5 are now together. There's the number 2. Interestingly, Darren Old was running his Roadster without the roof today, which is unusual. Usually you do see all the cars with the hard top on, but possibly it's such a warm day that he's decided he'd prefer the breeze and get some air into the car. Then we have 9 and a bit minutes of this race left to go. Then Ben Rowe in 4th place has done the best lap so far on the first flying lap. Do we get a change a bit further back? Yes, we do. That's the number 24 car of Sam Harper. He's up to 9th place now at the expense of Tim Heron in number 9. Very experienced race. He's been racing these MR2s for a very long time now, has Tim Heron. Sam Harper has been a less frequent pilot, but we've seen a bit more of him in recent seasons. You can see he's there in the Rogue Motorsports prepared car. Rogue, who historically have prepared a lot of cars for racing in this championship. Cars head on to the Bentley Straight once again. So this is the fight for 9th, 10th and 11th position. No, 8th, 9th and 10th in fact. Because it's up to 8th has gone Harper, because Darren Oldham has fallen to the rear of that group, I should say. There's Ben Rowe, currently the fastest man on the circuit on the previous lap. He's there in 4th, behind Trainer with Lockwood and Cook just tucked in behind. Some great racing we had from the MR2s last season. That's continuing into this year. Been to Brands Hatch and Silverstone so far. Ben Rowe has had 1 win in Class B. Andrew Ruthven 3 wins in Class B. So it's fitting that they're slugging it out today. Of course, Paul Cook making his first appearance of the season in this 5th round of the championship. There's number 67. That's a bit further back. That's Simon Quinn. And he's in 20th place at the moment in his MR2. The driver from St Neots. So again, another driver at his local circuit really this weekend. And just in behind, a couple more of the Roadsters doing battle. That's Andrew Strange and Eddie O'Kane, I think, doing battle in the 2 Mark IIIs. Well, here's the leading quintet, and we've had a change, haven't we? Because Paul Cook, in the first part of this lap 4, has moved up to 2nd place now. He's got himself ahead of Adam Lockwood. We didn't see how that happened, but either at Riches or at Wilson Hairpin, Paul Cook has made his way up into 2nd place now. He's split the 2 leading Roadsters. Here's a fight for 6th and 7th position. It's Jim Mew in the silver and blue car, Neil Stratton in the yellow car with the black hard top, the VTR car. Neil Stratton, who has been racing a Roadster for a few years now. He previously raced a Mark 1. Like a few drivers, he made the switch straight from the Mark 1 to the Mark 3. And there's this fight just behind those 2. This for 8th place, Sam Harper, Tim Heron and Darren Aldworth there. They're turning their way through. Oh, a spin. That's for number 88, which is Sergei Baliev. The driver from Limassol gets the car turned back around once again. So heading towards Brundle and Nelson. Lockwood trying to get back ahead of Paul Cook, but he wasn't close enough to get through on the inside there. So Paul Cook, very experienced driver, as is Sean Trainer. They'll have raced against each other quite a bit over the years in the MR2 Championship, these 2. But not necessarily when Trainer's been in a Mark III and Cook in a Mark II so much, I don't think. They've raced together in Mark IIs. So we are coming up towards the end of the 4th lap here, and it's Sean Trainer still leading from Adam Lockwood in 2nd place. There's Sam Harper coming through. It looks like he's pulled out a bit of a gap now over Tim Heron. The 11th place car, I think that's that of Fear Aldridge, number 65. He started in P11. Oh, and there's Andrew Strange going very wide indeed over the grass. Strange lines from him as he tries to get past Simon Quinn. Number 17 also involved is Maxine Nichols. Good to see her back out this weekend. She's under threat from Eddie O'Kane. She loses a place to Eddie O'Kane as well. So great scraps going on all the way down the order in this Toyota MR2 Championship race. It's round 5 of the season. 14-round championship this year. This is the third meeting of the season. They'll go to Cadwell, Silverstone on the international circuit rather than the national that they raced at last month. Croft and Donington Park to round out the season. So there's Stratton, who's now asserted his authority over Jim Mew and is comfortably in 6th position, but can he close in on the top 5? He's nearly 3 seconds behind Andrew Ruthven, so he's got his work cut out if he's going to do it. Meanwhile, Paul Cook's in 2nd place ahead of Adam Lockwood. Lockwood would dearly like to get back ahead of Paul Cook. Worth mentioning, there's parallel point scoring in the MR2s. There's points based on both the overall finishing position, which contribute to the overall championship, and points based on your class finishing position towards the class championship. So the fact that Adam Lockwood is behind Paul Cook here is potentially relevant to the overall championship if it's all decided by a point or two at the end of the season. So Lockwood would very much like to get ahead of Paul Cook. He can't think, well, it's a Mark II car, Paul's not doing all of the rounds of the championship, can just sit here behind him. No, that's not what Adam Lockwood needs to be thinking at all. He needs to get back ahead of Paul Cook. But Paul Cook might get the race lead here. Well, that just changed things slightly, I guess. He was around the outside into Brundle and Nelson. We'll see in a moment if he got that move completed. Let's have a look. Well, we're looking a little bit further back at Andrew Ruthven and Ben Rowe there, but I think that Paul Cook may well have got the move done. Yes, he did. He did get that move done at Brundle, and already he's pulled out quite a few car lengths over Sean Traynor in 2nd place. So it's Paul Cook here, and now the two roadsters, the two main championship contenders potentially this season, are at least back together on track again. So Lockwood within striking distance once again of Sean Traynor. Lockwood, as I say, has won the first 3 races this season. Sean Traynor winning the last one at Silverstone. Black flag with the orange spot on his out. That's the mechanical warning flag. So that's telling a driver that they need to head to the pit lane if it's their number that they can see on the board and have a problem checked over that they might not be aware of. Maybe some fluid that's leaking or some bodywork that's flapping that needs to be attended to. So there's Sean Traynor now in 2nd place. 9/10 of a second behind Paul Cook. Let's see if he can mount a challenge in the last probably 3 laps of this race. Best lap of the race is with Paul Cook now, the race leader. A 2-minute 20.396. Lap record for Class B is actually a 2:17.78 set by Sean Traynor 5.5 years ago now. So it's quite a long way outside that mark, and the Mark II lap record is actually faster than the Mark III lap record around Snetterton. So we've got a couple of laps to go, I think, at the end of this one. Daniel Farmer, we can see, just heading into the pit lane. Just see that notification on the timing tower there. So he's going to drop to the bottom of the timing tower. Good entry this weekend for the MR2s. We had 28 cars out in qualifying. A pretty good split between Class B and Class C, and just the one Class A entrant, that of Martin Collins, who was successful in each of the first 4 rounds of the championship. So the race continues. Down towards Brundle and Nelson go the race leaders. Paul Cook, Sean Traynor, Adam Lockwood, Ben Rowe there in 4th, Andrew Ruthven in 5th. Andrew Ruthven, who was 4th in the championship coming into this weekend, but the best of the Class B drivers in the point standings, having won 3 out of the 4 races. Let's watch them as they head up to Murray's for the final time. There's just under a minute left to go, so at the end of this lap there will be 2 more to go. So 1 more to go at the end of this one, I beg your pardon. Only 47 seconds left to go, so the next time they come through it will be to take the checkered flag. Through the right hand they go. Neil Stratton now has done the best lap of the race, a 2:20.25. It's not as fast as Sean Traynor went in qualifying. I think the track temperature probably has increased a little bit since then. And so that's making it hard to get down to the really quick lap times. Sean Traynor still has a chance of winning this race overall, I reckon. He's not too far behind Paul Cook at all. The gap had come down on the last lap to 0.6 of a second. Through the left-hander they go. And on towards Agostini for the final time then. Into the hairpin. This would have been a good overtaking opportunity for Sean Traynor, but he couldn't do anything about Paul Cook there. He's got to be mindful as well that Adam Lockwood's right behind him as well, and although Sean would like to get the overall victory, equally he doesn't want to let Adam Lockwood through. Paul Cook not a contender for the overall championship, so possibly, if anything, it's more important for Sean to try and make sure he finishes ahead of Adam Lockwood than he getting ahead of Paul Cook on balance. So that will affect his risk calculations, no doubt, about what moves to make and what moves not to make. With only half a lap to go now, clock's counted down to 0. They're heading down the Bentley Straight for the final time in this race. Paul Cook in the black number 26 Mark II car, ahead of the white Roadster of Sean Traynor and the silver and red Roadster of Adam Lockwood. Neil Stratton with a clear track did the best lap of the race on the previous lap. Last few corners to go. Paul Cook over the curbs, in fact all three of them over the curbs there on the exit of Nelson. Now through the compression at the bomb hole. Just Coram and Murray's left to go, so it's looking increasingly like it's going to be Paul Cook that's going to win round 5 of the championship on his first appearance of the season. Oh, a mistake there from Sean Traynor as well. Don't think it's going to prove too costly. He's still ahead of Adam Lockwood. Anyone going to get a run to the line? I suspect they're not going to get ahead of Paul Cook though, because that MR2 Mark II's got a bit more grunt. Up to the line they come. Checkered flag is out, and round 5 of the Toyota MR2 Championship is won by Paul Cook by just about a third of a second from Sean Traynor. Similar gap back to Adam Lockwood in third, then Ben Rowe 4th, Andrew Ruth in 5th, Neil Stratton 6th, ahead of Jim Mew, Sam Harper over the line in 8th, ahead of Tim Heron and Darren Aldworth. That is your top 10 at the end of the race, but cars still streaming through. And there's this battle that's been going on towards the back end of the top 20, really, isn't it? Between Simon Quinn and Andrew Strange, amongst others. They're all heading through now. Sakar Boilev as well involved. Eddie O'Kane, of course. So that battle heading through Coram for the final time. And yeah, I think this is going to be for around about 18th position, something like that. That's Andrew Strange, number 51. And Boliev is in the 88 car just behind. Looks like there's going to be no change in the order, though, as they come up to the line this time. But good battles and enjoyable races had by all. Eddie O'Kane, the last of that group across the line, I think in 21st position. So let's have a look at the results of that race. And it was a victory for Paul Cook by 0.335 seconds over Sean Traynor, who won Class C. Adam Lockwood was third. Ben Rowe, second in Class B, was in 4th place, ahead of Andrew Ruthven. Neil Stratton and Jim Mew, 6th and 7th, ahead of Sam Harper, Tim Heron. Darren Aldworth, though, I think he may have a penalty for exceeding track limits that's yet to be applied, though, so he might drop down from 10th place. And there's the rest of the field. Aaron Laverty, you can see he was 16th, ahead of Andy Williams. And that battle we saw over the line, Simon Quinn, Andrew Strange, Sergei Boilev and Eddie O'Kane. So a great race there for the Toyota MR2 Championship. They have another race a little bit later on today before heading on to Silverstone, Croft and Donington Park for their remaining events of the 2024 season in this fantastic championship for the Japanese roadsters. Okay, before we have any more racing here at Snetterton, let's head down to Parc Fermé. Kieran Mogg has our successful drivers from the Toyota MR2s.
So down here with the top 3, and these 3 cars at the end of the race there were separated by just 0.8 of a second. That is how you end a race. And if we quickly jump in with Paul here, overall winner, fantastic race. You and Sean especially fighting tooth and nail the entire way through, so must be pleased with that.
Yeah, really pleased. Didn't have the best of starts, kind of missed the gear on the start line and tucked in behind about 5 cars. But yeah, once I got behind Sean and Adam, I was kind of get head down and remember what you were taught years ago. It's been a couple of years, since, well, 2 or 3 years since I've been in MR2s. And getting out of the BMW M3 yesterday, G-Pig, Silverstone, is a massive difference.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've seen you in a few different series this year as well. So how are you finding coping to the MR2?
Totally, it's a different animal to what the M3 is. Yeah, it's a bit of a shock really. Yes, this morning in quali, but yeah, obviously did the job. Come first.
And hoping to repeat it later?
I guarantee so. Yeah.
That's confidence we like. Now, Sean Trainer, second place, so close, not quite. So
No, not quite. I thought the Mark IIs might have the edge on us, and when you got Paul in one of them, we've had a lot of years. I mean, last couple of years he's been elsewhere, but we had a lot of years racing in Mark IIs against each other, so I know what he can do. And to be fair, he was weaving down the back straight, and I was thinking, don't weave. I haven't got I've got the pace to come with you in the slipstream. I can't come past. Just keep going, keep me away from Adam. So hopefully, and if he gets in the front of the next one, then he'll know he ain't got to defend again. Just pull me along with him, that'll do.
Don't tell him that though.
Yeah.
No, we saw as you got out the car, both of you embraced each other, so clearly good friends on the track and off the track. On the track, is there a bit of love lost?
No, not at all. No. Yeah, exactly opposite.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, hoping for the win later then, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'll give it a go. But like with Paul's pace, I'll be lucky. I mean, to be fair, he done me a favour when he did come past because he kept me away from Adam, because Adam had the pace on me when he was in my slipstream. So once he come through, I thought he was dragging me along. So there won't be no silly. I kept it up the inside there, and all of us, I don't know if you see me, and we had a bit of a coming together. I don't even know what corner it is, just for Coram. Coming through the bridge, and it nearly took me round, so I won't be putting the nose in there again.
Well, you never know what happens later on.
No.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much. And speak to our third place man, Adam Lockwood, right there again. So how are you prepping for later on, do you think? Do you reckon you can take the fight to them?
Yeah, I don't really know what to do now. Yes, I mean, definitely the speed's there, but getting past is a whole different matter, especially to experienced guys like that. You know, there was a couple of times there where I maybe should have stuck the nose in, but you know, I sort of err on the side of caution.
And how you find the track conditions? Obviously, we're in the heat of the day now. It's obviously got to be hot in that car.
It is pretty scorching in there actually, and tyres are going off towards the end because they're just getting so hot as well. But yeah, it's definitely a bit sweaty in there.
And when the temperature is this high, does that play a part in the setup as well? Do you have to set the car up slightly differently to adapt to it?
I mean, yeah, I mean, we alter the tyre pressures because we obviously don't want to go out on too high tyre pressures because you'll just rip the tyres apart. I don't alter the suspension as such. Some do, some don't, but I like to keep it all the same.
Absolutely. So where can we expect to see you in the race later on?
Well, hopefully first, but we'll see.
Well, he is pretty confident in taking first later, so hopefully we'll see what happens.
Definitely, he fancies his chances, so...
Well, good luck then. Good luck for the three of you for the race later on then. Thank you very much. And we'll go to a quick ad break, and then we're into the lunchtime show, so we'll see you in just a minute.